Welcome, my friends. I am about to take you on a marvelous journey with LangChain, where we transform challenging coding tasks into a breeze. Ever since the release of ChatGPT 4, LangChain has taken the world by storm. Indeed, LangChain is an incredible framework that makes building sophisticated chatbots so easy. With LangChain, you are not just coding, you are crafting intelligent conversations. In this theory, we are not just creating a smart chatbot, we are giving it a memory. Yes, you heard that right. A chatbot that can remember things about us, that can remember our name, what we like and what we don't like. How cool is that? Stay with me to discover the magic behind it. But wait, there's more. In an upcoming video, I'll show you how to deploy your chatbot app to the world using Langserve. But what if you hit a bug on your way to greatness? No worries. I've got also a special video coming next on debugging AI applications using Langserve. This video is just the beginning of my LangChain adventure. Why stop at one when there's so much more to explore in our upcoming videos? Are you ready to dive deeper into crafting a smart agent? Let's go. And please always remember, every expert coder is started as a beginner. Now, let's go and do this. Here are the few of the high-level components we'll be working with. First, chat models. The chatbot interface is based around message rather than raw text. Secondly, we will be covering prompt templates. Prompt templates simplify the process of assembling prompts that combine default message, user input, chat history, and optionally, additional retrieve context. Third, chat history. Chat history allows a chatbot to remember past interaction and take them into account when responding to follow-up questions. We'll end by showing how you can save your application with Langserve. First, we need to install LangChain. To install LangChain, go to the notebook and type pap install LangChain. Let's go. Good. And you. This symbol here, percentage, is to run magic function in your notebook. Tap enter or just run. So after installing the package, you need to restart the kernel. So just click restart here and your kernel is restarted. Now we need to set up Langserve. What is Langserve and why we need to set up Langserve? Langserve is a platform for building production-grade LLM application. It allows you to closely monitor or evaluate your applications so you can ship quickly and with confidence. There are 4 plans available: Case, Free, Premium, and Enterprise plan. When you use the Langserve editor for the first time, you become a Case editor. And when you sign, you become a free user. There's also a Premium plan that allows you to use more features. Prototyping with LangChain is one thing, but taking application to productions introduce a whole different dimension. LangServe is a companion technology to LangChain to assist with observability, testing, continuous improvement. Indeed, many of the applications you build with LangChain will contain multiple steps and multiple invocations to the LLM. As these applications get more and more complex, it becomes crucial to be able to inspect what exactly is going on your chain or your agent. And the best way to do this is with Langserve. After you sign up at the link above, make sure to set your environment variable to start login traces. Go in your notebook, type this export LangChain tracing v2, LangChain export LangChain tracing v2 equals true, and export LangChain API key equals whatever your API key is. If you want to do it directly using Python account, you can do it like this. You can import get pass. Let's start. LangChain CV2 equals true. LangChain API key get pass. Get pass is a model that allows you to require the user to input a password or a secret code or a secret word on the command line. Next, you can run this. That's run perfectly, or you can also run this. And here you can set your password here. Whatever it is, you can set it here. Now, after you've done with this, you have set up Langserve. So let's start building our chatbot. First, we need to make sure that you have installed LangChain community. LangChain community is a community package that contains a class named ChatOlama that allows you to run Olama models locally. Olama is an open source tool that brings you open source large language model on your machine, like Llama 2. Olama bundles in a file named model file. It optimizes configuration setup and GPU usage for the user. For the complex list of Olama model, go to the Olama library on the Olama website. So I have made a tutorial to show you how to install Olama. So we can check that video before continue. So let's get started by installing LangChain community package. So let's go back to our notebook. Run pip install LangChain community package. LangChain community y to update the package if it has already been installed. Let's do this. Tap run the cell, start the package, and restart your kernel. We're going to clear our output here for more visibility. Now we have installed LangChain community package. Now we need to import the ChatOlama class from the LangChain community package. Community that models import ChatOlama. To make sure we got it right, we are going to run our cell. Nice. Now we need to instantiate the ChatOlama class. So now I created a chat Llama instance object using Llama 3 model. So Llama 3 is a brand new version of the Llama model that Meta has created. If you want to learn more about it, I'll put a link above, or go watch the video where I show how to install Llama. So I have also shown in this video how to use Llama 3, so go check that video as well. Now, so next, let's use our model. So before we do that, you need to know that all chat models classes share the same interface, and that standard interface contains one principal method called invoke. So we are going to use that method to invoke our LLM. Let me show you how to do it. Then invoke. Okay. We need to pass in a list of message. Okay. Precisely, we need to pass in a list of human message object. So human message is a class that wraps the user message. We have other kind of message as well, and we have the AI message, that is the response that the AI produce, that is wrapped in the object in the class that is called AI message. We have also system message as well, and I'm gonna show you how to implement the system message later in the video. So I have passed in into the invoke method a list of human message instance object. Just one message. Hi, I am Prime AI. Let's run our cell. So let's run this and run this. Yes, okay. We have an error here. But why? Why do we have an error? We have not imported the human message class, and that we must do before invoking the model. So let's import the human message class. This is from LangChain core dot message import human message, and run to make sure that we got it right. Then let's run this cell. Now we have a pretty nice response from the AI here. It says, "Nice to meet you, Prime AI. What brings you here today? Are you interested in exploring the world of artificial intelligence, or perhaps seeking insight from a conversational AI like me? Let's chat and see how we can help each other." Pretty nice response, right? Pretty nice. So we just started our conversation. We stated that our name is Prime AI, but did the model can really remember what my name is? Let's check that. Let's invoke our model another time again. Sorry. I'm going to copy that proficiency and just modify the message. The content here will be, what is my name? And let's see what will be the response of the AI. Right. It says, "I apologize, but I don't know your name. You haven't told me your name yet. And as a conversational AI, I don't have any information about you beyond our conversation. Would you like to introduce yourself?" Yes, I would like to introduce myself, but I already did it. So what's going on here? What's happening here? The AI is not remembering my name, but I just stated that my name is Prime AI. So what's going on here? The answer is the AI doesn't have any notion of state. He can't remember the past conversation just magically. So what do we do? How we can get around this? Because a great chatbot experience requires that the chatbot can remember the previous conversation and take that into consideration for future interaction. So how are we going to fix this? Let me try something. I'm going to invoke the model by passing into the invoke method all the previous message I had with the AI. Let's see how we can do this. First message, I said, hi, I'm Primary. And second message, I asked, what is my name? Let's one to make sure that we got it right. Yeah. The AI says, your name is Primary. Hi, Primary. It's nice to meet you. Now, you can see that the models remembers our name. I had to pass in all the previous message I had with the model. We only had just 2 messages here, but you got it. So, are we going to pass in all the previous message to the AI every time we want to have a new interaction? It's not that smart. We cannot pass in 100, 1000, millions of messages in every time we want to have a conversation with our AI. That's not smart. So how we best implement this? How can we do this in the best way possible? I'm going to show you that in the next session. We are going to use message story to make our model stateful. The message story handler will track input and output of the model and store them in some data store. In our case, start simply by using a simple dictionary as a kind of that database. We are going to implement first that message story handler. For that, we are going to import relevant classes from LangChain. Let's go community. That's chat message story. Import chat message story from LangChain. From LangChain code that message that chat story. Import base chat message story from LangChain core dot runnable. Import runnable with this is runnable with message story. Let's run this. See, so we have an error here. So the correct package is runnable.story. Yes, runnable.story here. Let's run. Oh. Good, that's good. So we import chat message story and base chat message story and also runnable with message story from LangChain. Now let's implement now our story store. The message store will be, we are going to define the store as an empty testing array. Now let's implement the get session story function that will take in parameter a session ID and return a base chat message story. Let's do this. Session ID a string and return base chat message story. So what we are going to do is to check if session ID is not in the store, then we are going to instantiate a chat message story object. And we can do this because chat message story implements the base chat message history. So all message history handler that you will find in the LangChain package, they all implement the base chat message history interface. So after we have create a new chat message history object for that session ID, we're going to return that object we have just instantiated by doing this. Next, we need to wrap our model with the message story in a new bigger wrapper that is the runnable with message story. Runnable with message story, take in parameter model and the get session story. Good. So the runnable with message story is just another class that take in parameter the model, the base model we have instantiated earlier using llama 3, using chat llama, and the get session story function that will retrieve the appropriate session context using the session ID. So after we have done all that, how are we going to use the model? Invoke our model just like we did before with a list of human message. Model.invoke human message, passing content. We're just going to start the conversation fresh again. Hi, I am Prime AI. Although this time we are going to pass in a second parameter, that is the session ID. We are going to do it by clicking a config object like this. This simple parenthesis, then configurable, the parenthesis. I'm going to provide here session ID. I'm going to set it to something random 1001 for instance. And now let's test our code. So before, what's happened here, every time the user prompts a new message to the model, it creates a new interaction. We use the message handler to retrieve all the previous conversation in data store using the session ID providing the config. Let's take this. Just this time, we are going to only print the content of the response. I'm going to set this to response, the response of the model. Then we are going to print a response.content. We do not need to add print here. The function print, because we are in a notebook here. It's going to directly print the result of the content. Let's run this. So we have an error here. An error name star is not defined, so we just have to run this cell properly and run this before continuing. Let's now. Okay, so it's running. Let's see what we got. Yeah, we have a response here. Hello, Prime AI. It's great to meet you. I'm Llama, an AI assistant developed by Meta AI that can understand and respond to human input in a conversational manner. What brings you here today? Do you have any specific topics or questions you would like to discuss? I'm all ears. That's a pretty nice message we have from the AI. So, does the AI can remember our name now? So let's try that. We are going to ask the model what is my name. We're going to ask the model what is my name. So we are going to use the same session ID and ask him what is my name. What is my name? We are going to see what it's gonna say. Let's run this. Nice. Oh, I know. I think I know this one. Your name is Prime AI, isn't it? You see? Great. Our chatbot can remember things. It can remember our name. So what's going to happen now if we try to change the session ID? Let's try this. I'm going to copy that for efficiency. Copy paste. Then we are just going to change the session ID by using 102 and run. Let's run. See what we got here. Okay, now we have the AI saying, I'm just an AI. He knows that he's an AI. That's pretty smart though. I don't have any information about your personal details, including your name. Each time you interact with me, it is a new conversation and I don't retain any information from previous conversation. So I don't know your name and I'm starting from scratch. Would you like to introduce yourself? Nice. Very smart chatbot, but you can see that as soon as you change the session ID, he loses all the previous context about our previous interaction. So let's go back to our previous conversation. Yes. So let's run this. Great, we come back. You can see that we came back to our previous conversation and the AI remember my name, Prime AI. That's great. That's possible because we are saving our previous conversation in a database, in a data store. And remember, we are just only using a simple dictionary for now as database. Yes. So great. We are at the end of this section. I have shown how a chatbot can have the ability to interact with many users at the same time using session ID. Right now, what we have now is to add a simple persistence layer around the model. How can we start making things more complicated? How can we make things more personalized? How can we say to the model, okay, this question I want you to respond in Spanish, or this question I want you to respond in English, or this question I want you to respond in French. How can we implement this? How can we do this in the best way? And the answer is prompt template. So in the next session, I'm going to show you how we can use prompt templates to make our chatbot conversation more personalized and more smart. Prompt templates are like dynamic template variable that can change depending on the user input. So prompt template can return user or user information into a format that the LLM can understand. We can also help inject dynamic user information into the prompt depending on the context, depending on the user query. That will make the LLM respond in a more personalized way, in a more custom way, depending on the user preference. So until now, we are just passing raw user message to the LLM. But in the next minute, we are going to make that differently, depending on the user query, depending on the user preference. We are going to make it more personalized, more complex. First, we are going to add in the LLM a system message. So the system message are going to tell the LLM how to behave, how to respond to user inputs. Generally, the system message is used to constrain the AI to respond in a certain format using certain structure. And the system message can also use to constrain the AI to not respond to certain query, to some queries of the user, or to censor, to refuse to proceed with certain user task input. So first, what we are going to do is to implement the system message into LLM. We are going to use the LangChain class, the chatbot template, prompt template to implement our system message. We are going to use also the message placeholder class as a holder of the user message. So let's invoke our model just like we did before with a list of human message. Model.invoke human message, passing content. We're just going to start the conversation fresh again. Hi, I am Prime AI. Although this time we are going to pass in a second parameter, that is the session ID. We are going to do it by clicking a config object like this. This simple parenthesis, then configurable, the parenthesis. I'm going to provide here session ID. We'll set it to something random 101 for instance. And now let's test our code. So before, what's happened here, every time the user prompts a new message to the model, it creates a new interaction. We use the message handler to retrieve all the previous conversation in the data store using the session ID providing the config. Let's take this. Just this time, we are going to only print the content of the response. I'm going to set this to response, the response of the model. Then we are going to print a response.content. We do not need to add print here. The function print, because we are in a notebook here. It's going to directly print the result of the content. Let's run this. So we have an error here. An error name star is not defined, so we just have to run this cell properly and run this before continuing. Let's now. Okay, so it's running. Let's see what we got. Yeah, we have a response here. Hello, Prime AI. It's great to meet you. I'm Llama, an AI assistant developed by Meta AI that can understand and respond to human input in a conversational manner. What brings you here today? Do you have any specific topics or questions you would like to discuss? I'm all ears. That's a pretty nice message we have from the AI. So, does the AI can remember our name now? So let's try that. We are going to ask the model what is my name. We're going to ask the model what is my name. So we are going to use the same session ID and ask him what is my name. What is my name? We are going to see what's it's gonna say. Let's run this. Nice. Oh, I know. I think I know this one. Your name is Prime AI, isn't it? You see? Great. Our chatbot can remember things. It can remember our name. So what's going to happen now if we try to change the session ID? Let's try this. I'm going to copy that for efficiency. Copy paste. Then we are just going to change the session ID by using 102 and run. Let's run. See what we got here. Okay, now we have the AI saying, I'm just an AI. He knows that he's an AI. That's pretty smart though. I don't have any information about your personal details, including your name. Each time you interact with me, it is a new conversation and I don't retain any information from previous conversation. So I don't know your name and I'm starting from scratch. Would you like to introduce yourself? Nice. Very smart chatbot, but you can see that as soon as you change the session ID, he loses all the previous context about our previous interaction. So let's go back to our previous conversation. Yes. So let's run this. Great. We come back. You can see that we came back to our previous conversation and the AI remember my name, Prime AI. That's great. That's possible because we are saving our previous conversation in a database, in a data store. And remember, we are just only using a simple dictionary for now as database. Yes. So great. We are at the end of this section. I have shown how a chatbot can have the ability to interact with many users at the same time using session ID. Right now, what we have now is to add a simple persistence layer around the model. How can we start making things more complicated? How can we make things more personalized? How can we say to the model, okay, this question I want you to respond in Spanish, or this question I want you to respond in English, or this question I want you to respond in French. How can we implement this? How can we do this in the best way? And the answer is prompt template. So in the next session, I'm going to show you how we can use prompt templates to make our chatbot conversation more personalized and more smart. Prompt type model. So what we are doing here is to fetch or send our prompt directly in the model using pipe. Next, we are going to invoke our chain. But how we invoke our chain will slightly differ from what we have done till now. That's why instead of just passing in the raw user message as a human message, we are going to pass in our dictionary with a message key that will contain the list of user message. Response equal chain dot invoke parenthesis. We need bracket here. Message, yes. Message B. We need square bracket here. Main message. We are going to put in the content. It's the first message we are going to send to our AI. So say hi. My name is, for instance, I'll say Gandalf. And yes, next we are going to print the response content. Let's try to run this. Okay, we have an error. Why? Missing case in configurable expected case session ID. It is asking for session ID and the config parameter, but we are using our model. Yes, the problem is that we are not using the good class for our model because because of the previous cell we have run. We need to reinstantiate the model class. Let's come back here. Just before this, we are going to see model equals chat olama. We are going to set the model to la matrice. Next, run the cells. Perfect. Let's run this. To run this again, and now it's good. It's working. Let's see what the AI will send us as a response. Greetings, Nobel Wizard Gandalf. It's an honor to converse with you. I am but an humble assistant, ready to aid and save in any way possible. What grace or inquiry brings you to this realm? Isn't that wonderful? We have something here that is amazing, marvelous. This is powerful, advanced in technology. I'm telling you, large language models are going to revolutionize the way we live in the next years. So you can see that the AI came to the role. Now he responds as if I am the real Gandalf. You know what Gandalf I'm talking about. So let's continue. What we've done here is pretty good. We have created a prompt template. We have created a prompt template that help us set the behavior of the AI. You set in the system message, your help assistant, answer all questions to the best of your ability. And then we are invoking our chain by prompting the user message, hi, my name is Gandalf. We put all that in a dictionary with the key message that contain all the list of messages. Good. Let's continue now. So, as we did before, we are going to wrap our chain in the message history object to handle the story of the conversations. So, chain with message history equals runnable with chain get session story. So let's run this. Good. So next, let's invoke our chain. So chain with message story dot invoke. Now we're going to invoke our chain by using the previous the same call. Let's pass in dot invoke. But although before we did add it, now we have to add the configure parameters in which we set the session ID. So let's add the config parameter. Config equals bracket. We need bracket here. Configurable colon. We need another bracket which we say session ID equals to. We're going to set that to something around 103. Now let's see if this is going to work. How we're going to do this? Let's do this. Now let's do this. Good, it's working. Pretty good. We have an AI message response here because I forgot to print only the response from the content from the response. So let's do this. Set this to response equal and just here print response dot content. Good. Let's run this. We have a good answer from our AI. Pretty smart. As always, the AI say enable name into the Gandalf. I am at your service. It's an honor to assist one of the most renowned writers in the Middle Earth. What brings you to this humble assistant? I was seeking guidance on a pressing matter, perhaps plotting a course to try to run evil plans, or simply enjoying a cup of long-term live and sharing tables of adventure. Very good, very good response from our AI. I like it. So let's continue. Now we are going to try to test, right? We need to test, right, if our AI does remember our name, right? Does he remember our name? Let's check that. Add a new cell, just copy, hit that, paste, and let's test it. Hi, tell me my name, for instance. The same session ID, and let's test. Good, written Gandalf. According to our conversation, your name is Gandalf. Smile. Good. We can see that the behavior has changed a bit. The AI is really responding to the best of its ability as we said it to in our system prompt template above here. And he also can remember, the AI can also remember things about us. Only that, isn't that wonderful? Now we are going to do what we are going to do. We are going to make this a bit more complicated. Now, yes, we are going to. What I'm about to show now is really what prompt template about. We are going to make our system prompt template. We're going to make it a bit more complicated. We're going to change it and say that the system has to respond to the all questions, to the all inputs using the user preferred language. So let's copy this and pass it. And we are going to modify this. template here and add system. You are a proof assistant. Answer all questions to the best of your ability using the language. I'm going to add here bracket and add the language template variable here and just add dot. Good. Let's run this. Now that we have redefined the prompt, we need to redefine the chain. To redefine the chain, let's do this. But yes, we need to redefine the chain, and we need to run this as well. Yes, we're going to run this. We are going to wrap our chain in a runnable with message story class that can handle the story message. So just before, you can just do this. Yes, that's cool. So we're going to just do this. Chain is here, right? Chain is here. I'm going to wrap our chain into this. Before, I'm going to set this model as we did before. I'm going to recreate model as a chat Olama instance object. Pretty good. Let's run this. Cool. It runs very well. Now let's invoke our chat with message story. I'm going to set response equals chat with message story. Chat with message story dot invoke. And now the way we are going to invoke our chain will slightly differ from what we done by the past, because we have added the template, the language template variable. We need to show how we invoke. We need to change how we invoke our chain. Let me show you. So here we still need a bracket. Here, message key. I'm going to set message key to a list of the main message. Right? We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We need this square bracket here. The main message. Content equals hello. My name is, you see, Paul Allen, for instance. Then we need also to add another key here, and that key is language, in which we are going to set the language in which our model should answer. Let's set it to French, for instance. Good. So we need to do a slightly things differently here. We need to set another parameter here, that is the input message key, that we need to set to message. Good. Now let's run this. Now we need to print to run this one time, and we need to print the response.content. Yes, let's run this. Okay, we had a mistake here. Fair. We have a mistake here, and the mistake is that we are forgetting the config parameters that we need to set to. We need the bracket here, configurable, right? We need another bracket here, message. No, session ID. Sorry. We need to set that to something. I said 200, for instance. Right. Session ID 200. And let's try again. Let's run this. Good. It's run perfect. Now let's print the content. Bonjour, Paul Allen. Enchanté de faire votre connaissance. Comment puis-je vous aider aujourd'hui? Isn't that wonderful? Amazing. What we just watch here, what we are noticing here, it's wonderful. I just made a pretty good assistant that can answer any question I have in the language I prefer. Let's try again. I've said, hello, my name is Paul Allen. Let's see. I'm going to choose another language. Spanish. I don't know Spanish, but well, it's not too late to learn Spanish today. Enter, and let's print response content again. Nice. Hola, Paul Allen. Mucho gusto en concerto. I can say I don't know Spanish, but I have tried. as you can see, it's working pretty well. The AI just responds in Spanish. Wonderful, wonderful. So let's try, yes, some prompt. If you want to prompt again in French. Let's see in French. Yes, I will say, hello, my name is, yes, Paul Allen. Tell me a story about Paul Allen, for instance. And we need to print the response content again. That is, let's do this. I have created, yes, let's do this. Sorry. We need a code cell, tap in, and print. Hola, Paul Allen. Okay. Sorry, I didn't change the language here. It is still Spanish, so translation is Spanish. Let's change that to French, right? Let's run this again. It is taking a few more seconds than before, right? Good, let's run. They are just crafted. Beautiful story about Paul Allen. Bonjour Paul Allen, je vais vous raconter l'histoire de votre vie. Vous avez été un entrepreneur et un philanthrope américain très remarquable. Vous avez cofondé Microsoft avec Bill Gates en 1975 lorsque vous étiez encore étudiant. Mais avant de parler de vos réalisations et aventures, je veux partager une histoire intéressante sur vous-même. No comment. Beautiful. Perfect. So let's summarize what we have just done now. What we learn now is to make our prompt more personalized depending on the user input. I just show how you can prompt the AI in a way that he can respond either in French, either in Spanish, either in English, whatever you want. And what you can do with this is just the possibility are illimited. So we are at the end of that section where I show you how to use prompt templates. But still, one question remains in my mind. What if we have a bunch of messages? What if we have 1,000 messages, 1 million of messages, 1 billion of messages? How are we going to handle the message history? I think it will be less efficient, to fetch into the context 1 billion of message every time we have a new interaction with our chatbot. And that is the problem. How can we fix this? How can we do this? How can we make sure that every time we have a new interaction, the maximum number of previous interactions that can go into the context is limited and determined and fixed? How can we make sure of that? I will show you how to do it in the next session. When developing chatbot, it is crucial to effectively manage the conversation history. Without proper management, the message list could grow excessively and potentially exceed the context window of the language model. To prevent this, it is necessary to implement a step before that restricts the number of messages being processed before the prompting. So this step should be executed after retrieving previous message from the message history, but before the prompt template. This can be achieved by introducing a simple step before the prompt that adjusts the message key accordingly, and then encapsulating this new sequence within the message history class. To do this, we first need to define a function that alters the incoming message, and this function should be designed to select the key most recent message. Following this, we can establish a new sequence by adding this function at the beginning of the chain. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me show you how to do it. To show you how to effectively manage your conversation story, I will need to import a class called runnable pass-through from LangChain core.runnable. From LangChain, let's do this. From LangChain core.runnables, import runnable pass-through. Now, we are going to define our function, filter message, that will take in parameter the list of message, right? And k, the number of maximum message we want to keep in this array. So that is, by default, we are going to set it to, for now, just 3, just for our test. And we are going to return, yes, we say the last key message into the list. That means into tab minus key and color. Now let's instantiate our chain. To instantiate our chain, we are going to do this. Yes, we are going to start by this, just the same thing as that we've done. Yes, we are passing the prompt into the model. But now, as we said, as I just said, we are going to pass before that a new step that will be to filter the message in the conversation story. So we need here to instantiate the runnable password assign to assign to message a lambda function. The lambda will take x, that is the list of that is the dictionary, right? Message is a dictionary, and that will filter. This is called our function filter, right? Inside it's going to be x. We're going to take the list of message into dictionary, right? So let's make sure we got it right. Nice. So yes, so our function message here will be equals here, and that will features the object as the key. So that will be prompt. Yes, that will be prompt. So that is mainly what we need to do. That's all. We just first, before passing the prompt, we just have to filter the message we had by only selecting the key last message in the list. So models, let's run this to see what's perfect. It runs very well. Now let's wrap our chain in the message history class. So let's just go back to what we have done previously. Mainly here, we can just copy this and paste it. So chain with message story equals runnable with message story. I'm going to pass it the chain, and the function get session shall be defined here. Great. So now let's invoke our chain. Let's invoke our chain as we did just before. Let's invoke our chain. Now let's do this. Let's not forget to print the response.content. Yeah, that's perfect. But for the purpose of this test, I'm gonna just ask our AI to respond in English, as we all understand English very well. So I'm gonna pass in a new session ID, just 300, just for the purpose of our test. So here will be the prompt I will pass to the AI. Here my name is I'll just say my name is primary first. Okay, and just run it. So we are going to test is if we exceed 3 message, the total of 3 message, does the AI still remember what we have said just before the last 3 message? So the test will be asking him, telling what is our name, right? And secondly, we are going to ask him what is our name. Then we are going to ask another random question, just tell a story about Barry Ellen, for instance. And after that, we are going to ask another random question, tell me a story about Bill Gates, for instance. And just after, we are going to ask him again, what is my name, to see if he's going to remember our name. Let's do this. Enough talking, more doing. So let's run this. So what else do we have here? He said input. Okay, we have forgot the input message key parameters here. Let's just copy this for efficiency and just paste it here. Now let's run this again. Good, and let's run this again. Good. No errors. Let's see what we are going to have here as an answer. Okay, first we have an answer. The AI said, nice to meet you. Prime AI, it's great that you are here to chat and explore new possibilities. As a conversational AI, I'm excited to learn more about you and see how we can work together to achieve your goals. What brings you to this virtual space today? Do you have any specific topic or question you would like to discuss? Yes, I have other topics, other questions I would like to discuss with this AI. So let's prompt in another message to our AI. Let's ask him, tell me a story about Barry Allen. First things, Barry Allen. Let's run the cells. And now waiting for the AI answer. Great, we have the response. Here is a story about Barry Allen, the fastest man alive. It was a typical day in Central City for Barry Allen, aka the Flash. He had just finished a long night of patrolling the streets and saving lives as the fastest man alive as he walked into his apartment. You know the story. So let's now ask him another random questions, right? This time about Bill Gates. Tell me a story about Bill Gates. Alright, let's do this. I'm going to add this story about Bill Gates. I think, sorry, Bill Gates. This big G. So we are waiting now for the AI to answer. And it is coming. Good. Here's a story about Bill Gates. It was a typical day at Microsoft headquarters in Redmond, Washington. Bill Gates, co-founder and chairman of the company, walked into his office, sipping on a cup of coffee. He had just finished a meeting with his team to discuss their latest project, and he was excited to dive deeper into the details. Very well, that seems like Bill Gates indeed. You know the story, you know Bill Gates. Everything about Bill Gates is on the internet. We are not here for that today. Let's now ask our chatbot to remember, to tell us a joke. I'm going to ask him, tell us a joke. All right. I'm going to ask him, tell me a joke about comic books. For instance, just for the purpose, I'm going to run that prompt, and after we are going to ask him, what is my name? Because earlier I stated that my name is Prime AI, and we are going to see what he got to say. let's just print the response to this. We have the responses. Here's the joke. Here's the one. Why did the comics book character go to therapy? Because he had a lot of parallel issues. Hope that made you say that made me smile. Good joke. Good joke. Now let's continue. We need to ask him the questions of the year, right? What is my name? What is my name? What is my name? Let's see if he does remember. And let's not forget to print the response content now on this. As you can see, I don't have any information about your name. You haven't told me what it is. I'm not capable of knowing it unless you choose to share it with me. As you see, because we have set the maximum context length to 3, the message, the interaction within I stated my name has been deleted from the AI context message story. And indeed, he does not have any more the information about my name. And that's what we want. We want to limit, we want to control the maximum length of the context size. Because indeed, in production environment, our LLM have indeed limit context size, and we must be careful when designing such chatbot with history, with the ability to remember past messages. Because when the past messages are getting big, when the number of past messages are getting bigger and bigger, it can become a problem for the AI to respond in more efficient way in short time and very quickly. So you got to keep that in mind. Now, let's wrap up what I was going to show you in that section, in this section. So what we are going to see in the next session is about serving or deploying your chatbot. Yes, we have done all these. We have implemented a chatbot using LangChain framework that can interact with us, that can remember things about us, and we were able to make it even personalized by asking him to answer questions in English or either Spanish or either French. And the AI did a good job. We got to give it to him. The AI does a good job. So what the question is now, yes, but there's a but the question now is, how do we save our applications to the world? How do we save our chatbot app to the other users? How do we implement this in an efficient way, in the best way possible, in the quickest way, right? We want to save our applications to our user, and the answer is Langserve. You must have guessed you are going to learn how to use Langserve to deploy your applications and to deliver your application, your chatbot, your artificial intelligence application to your user. Stay tuned. See you in the next session. So, this section is a summary of all previous sessions, showing you how to deploy a chatbot using Langserve. First, create a bot server.py file on your machine and copy paste all the code you have wrote before with a slight modification. Basically, import LangChain required classes. Then copy paste the get session story function that we created before to manage our session story. Then create the prompt template. There is a slight change here. We are now adding a message placeholder for the story separately. And we are adding a new placeholder for the email input as well, separately. The same prompt template is the same as the same before. Your helpful assistant, answer all questions to the best of your ability. Then, instancer the model. using chat OLAMA and pipe the prompt into the model. After wrap the model into a runnable with a message storage handler class, then set the appropriate parameter. Input message key to input, then create a parser. A parser here is just a class that transforms the AI response into readable text for human. Then create the chain, the final chain, pipe the chain with message storage handler into the parser. And now you have the final chain. Let's create the app by using Fast API. So you instance the Fast API server, you set the title to whatever you want, that suits you, and also set the description. Then create the route at using that function add route from Langserve. So add the route at /chain, yes. Then start your application, import your icon, and start your application, yes, at port 8000. And in another file named bot client, that will be the client that will request the server. We are going to import remote runnable from Langserve, create a remote runnable object, and set the server address to localhost 8000/n. Then we invoke our bot server by using the invoke method as we just did before, passing the input, the configurable, yes, as we did before. Set the session ID, then print the response. Now let's go to our terminal. Before, make sure that you have installed the LangChain required package. Make sure that you are in your right content environment. Then on the server by running Python bot server.py. Then you start the server. Good. Then start the client by running Python bot client.py. That's it. Let's run. Let us print the response. It's coming. We are waiting for the AI to answer our response. Okay, let's increase the font size here so that you can see the answer enable, and it's enable and Steam individual. Indeed, I am in order to make your context kind of the gray. May the wisdom of the valor guide you in your all individual. You know the story of Gandalf. That's very good. So that's the main idea behind using Langserve. It's just that you have to wrap your AI into a chain. Then you put that, you wrap all that in a Fast API server. Right? You instance the server. Yes. After you create the route by at /, now, right? By using the function add route, and after you bootstrap your bot server by running uvicon.run. You precise the host, the port, and the port as well. After that, you run the client code and you invoke the server. From there, you can go create a mobile applications that will use the client to request your AI server. You can deploy that AI server anywhere you want, maybe on your local machine, or maybe on your remote server, maybe in AWS, maybe in Azure Cloud, anywhere you want. And then after, you can build a mobile application or desktop application or a website, and that will use your bot server using the remote runnable as we seen here. That's pretty all I want to show you in this video. Thank you for making to the end of the video. I hope that you liked the video. I hope you learned something today. And if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you. See you in the next video.